It's a Texas versus Oklahoma showdown in our main event at Fury FC 83 right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the UMAC. But first, we get things started with our prelims broadcast right here on the Fury FC Facebook page. Shaquem Richardson, Tater McSpadden headlining that. And welcome in, I'm Rahil Ramzan-Ali, joined by Michael Alexander. And it is time for these fighters to unleash the Fury from Tulsa. And hey, this is going to be a fun main event, but we got our prelims first.
Yeah, a short undercard tonight, and then that main event is going to be unbelievable. A ton of good fights, but watch out for this Tater McSpadden and Shaquem Richardson fight on the undercard. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, let's get things started right now and join the third member of our broadcast team. He's a man who looks great in any angle in any state. Here he is, Wayne Leggett.
Good afternoon, fight fans, and welcome to the UMAC in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is Fury FC 83, Holmes versus McLaughlin. But first, please welcome to the blue corner for your opening contest, Tamoy Williams.
All right, Michael, let's get things started with some bantamweights. Tamoy Williams coming off a debut finish in round one of Javon Wiley in July of this year. This young kid has also competed as submission hunter, so should have a good ground game.
Yeah, good grappling, good striking. As you said, he finished his first fight in 1 minute and 35 seconds of round one. So not just a finish, but a pretty devastating finish. And you know, Tamoy is an interesting guy. I had a conversation with him about some of his pre-fight rituals and some of the things he's into. We're going to get into that as it goes into the fight a little bit, but this guy is, you know, he kind of faced his fears and then started being interested in what he was scared of, and now he has an obsession with spiders and tarantulas and has a ton of them in his house. So pretty interesting guy here that, you know, got into this after watching a video about Jalen Turner and how he kind of faces his fears. And so, you know, Tamoy Williams, a very, very interesting guy.
That is so cool. The 21-year-old coming in, training at Strike and Submit Martial Arts, Killeen, Texas, hometown. He is inside. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Mario Vasquez.
Mario Vasquez made his debut in April of 2022, won that fight via unanimous decision, then fought again in 2023 March of this year, went the distance as well. So 2 fights as an amateur, got a lot of experience under his belt already. 2 fights in, Michael.
Yeah, 2 fights, and 2 fights that have both gone to decision. So he's got 6 rounds of experience in there in 2 fights. And, you know, relatively speaking, that's a lot of experience for a 2-0 guy. Typically, you see guys getting finishes, getting finished, but it's not a lot of in their first 2 that go to decision.
He also has 2 kickboxing matches from 2018 and 2019, so working on that striking. Should have good wrestling as well. 3rd time fighting as an amateur. Z came in really good shape.
Yeah, the main thing we see, you know, we talk about the bantamweight division all the time in the pros, Fury, but this bantamweight, this is where they come from, is from this amateur division. Very excited about the bantamweight class.
We look at our tail of the tape brought to you by OnlyFans. A 25-year-old Mario Vasquez, short on the height and the reach. Both fighters did make weight for this bantamweight bout. Both fighters are inside the cage. Let's get our official introductions. Here's Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, your opening preliminary contest brought to you by OnlyFans is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series Bantamweight Division. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet tall and he weighed in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Killeen, Texas, he holds an amateur record of 1 win, no losses. Here is Tamoy Williams. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 5 inches tall, and he weighed in officially at 134.6 pounds. Fighting out of Amarillo, Texas, he holds a perfect amateur record of 3 wins, no losses. This is Mario Pitbull Vasquez. Your referee in charge of the action, Marcio La Selva.
All right, Marcio La Selva with the assignment for our first fight of the night. Prelims bout underway. Blue gloves for Williams, red for Vasquez.
Yeah, you can see a definite height difference. You know, both bantamweights, but Tamori Williams looks like the much bigger fighter here. Very tall, carries a lot of muscle on there for a guy that tall. Yeah, both guys, this looks like a kickboxing match to start off with, but you see that tattoo on the right shoulder of Mario Vasquez. You know what that means, Raheel.
Yep. We're going to see a lot of wrestling tattoos throughout the night here in Tulsa. Of course, a rich history of Oklahoma State will be on display later on in our main card. Jacoby Smith, Nick Piccinini. Ooh, the back now taken.
Yeah, this is relentless. That's very tight. See if he can get out of this.
Looks to be across the face, but it still hurts.
Yeah, he's getting the gate arm away, so now he's in the mount. Got to be careful here. They don't let these fights go very long. Well, he's to the back again, chasing that choke. Tamori Williams in some trouble here. We saw Mario Vasquez getting a little bit of trouble on the feet, started losing those battles, and immediately went to his wrestling. Has the back here, and has had control ever since.
Now that right elbow sneaking in, getting into that crevice. Is this going to be enough?
Man, good defense from Tamori. Very tough.
Really good escape, big knee there.
Yeah, Tamori's going to want to keep that distance. He's going to want to stay right at the edge of those punches. He's using those kicks kind of as a jab or heel, but those kicks are what's going to get you set up for a takedown eventually.
Big overhand right into that clinch for Mario Vasquez. And if you're Vasquez right now, Michael, you're probably thinking I had two really good opportunities missed.
Yeah, you got to wonder how that plays on the psyche, you know, to have someone's back, to, you know, to be mounted on someone, to have a really tight choke under the chin and then kind of pull their way out of it. Got to wonder how disheartening that is. But also, and I'll tell you, the resiliency that wrestlers have, that stuff like that typically doesn't bother them. They're just going to go right back to the well.
Man, that was a really nice counter combo there from Tamori Williams, the 21-year-old. Oh, man. Big
yeah, that
right.
one hurt Vasquez.
Yeah,
Yeah, Tamori is all over him now. Tamori with his back. He may want to push out some punishment here. A really difficult time getting his back there. What an end to the round.
Michael, a round of two different stories. The first half was all Mario, and then that final 45 seconds to a minute was Tamori. Man, that was a fun round. Yeah,
once Tamori escaped the back here, you saw Tamori start to land, and Vasquez immediately went to his wrestling. So once he got once they got down, this was the case. 2 or 3 times he got the back. He had the choke locked up around, or at least across the face. But Tamori Williams, very resilient, very tough, able to get back up, and then he started winning the striking battles again. And I don't know if they'll count it as a knockdown, but he dropped Vasquez right here. Looked like maybe Vasquez was kind of baiting him into coming to the ground a little bit, but good round, very tough one to judge. If they're judging on the last thing they saw, then Tamori Williams is up 1 round to none.
Good first round, yes. It is going to be an interesting one to judge, as you mentioned. Good moments for both fighters. And frankly, that's what I want to see with amateurs, right? Like, you want to see good moments, good experience, see what you can work on, see what you can display. Second round underway. By the way, this fight and our next fight, ooh, that knee connected hard. This fight and next fight, amateur fight, and we've got a pro fight for you as well.
And I'm shocked that the pro fight on the undercard is not on the main card.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Shaquem Richardson, Tater McSpadden.
For those of you who don't know Tater McSpadden, I want you to draw a picture of what you think he looks like right now before you see him. Great dude, great fighter, very, very tough. And, you know, he's fighting. They're fighting at 155 today, Raheel, but he is not a 155 fighter.
Yeah.
Right now, this one's turning into a barn burner. Nice takedown there from Mario Vasquez.
Mario Vasquez has a lot of followers here. Even though he is from Amarillo, Texas, they made the trip out here. You hear them loud and proud.
Yeah, Tamoy doing a good job of working inverted from the bottom, working on getting up now. Mario Vasquez is making him pay for trying to get up to his feet. Mario doing a good job of staying in control here. He's got a wrist right across the body of Tamoy Williams. Tamoy straightening his arm. But again, nice recovery there from, ooh, we may see a banana split here.
Oh,
yeah, this
amateur
is a
banana split.
Yeah, this is a really tough, this is a really painful submission here if he can get it. But Tamoy Williams almost pulled out the arm lock there. Mario Vasquez back in control, letting go of it.
Ooh, that would have been interesting to see.
Yeah,
You'd have to go in there with whipped cream.
Yeah, I think his leg was laced the wrong direction for him to get that banana split, but would have been very interesting to see that. And it definitely would have tested the flexibility of Tamoy Williams.
They're back to a familiar position here for Mario Vasquez. Had this opportunity earlier in the first round. At the back of Tamoy, trying to get that choke.
Yeah, 30 seconds left, and Mario Vasquez's coach is pleading with him to squeeze that neck. Tamoy does the right thing there. I think he didn't. You don't want to end up and give them that leg in front of your body where they're kind of stretching your leg. I forgot what the submission is called, but we've seen it a couple of times in MMA, but it's a pretty crazy submission.
About 5 seconds left here in round 2. We will be going to round 3. Good, exciting second round as well. Good moments here for Mario Vasquez. 2-0, trying to get that third win. Let's take a look at our highlights, Michael.
Yeah, Raheel, this round was all Mario Vasquez once they went to the ground. Again, started losing the striking battle on the feet and wasted no time getting this to the ground and was in control the entire time. Tamoy Williams did a good job of staying out of trouble, did a good job. He defended the chokes earlier. Here you see that kind of quasi banana split, and you see Tamoy Williams is kind of straightening the arm out of Vasquez. Vasquez pulling it out. But Tamoy Williams doing a good job of working inverted there. Yeah, very exciting second round, but I think that was all Mario Vasquez. I think Tamoy Williams maybe 1-1, so the winner of this third round, unless we have a finish, I think this is going to be your winner.
Love seeing a good decisive third round. Mario's corner calling for the jab. Sometimes early in your career, going back to the basics, relying on what you're really good at, what you know you've drilled for thousands of hours, just helps you calm down a little bit, right, Michael?
Yeah, you know, Tamoy is not as, he doesn't have as much hop in his step for this third round. He's trying to stay a little more flat-footed, trying to be a little more careful with his strikes to try to avoid that takedown. You saw Vasquez feinted the takedown earlier, and Tamoy threw that knee up immediately and almost connected again. Tamoy trying to be very careful with his striking here. He does not want to go to the ground again. Oh, big right hand there.
Ooh,
nice shot.
Kick.
Ooh. Tamoy starting to connect again. I expect to see another takedown from Vasquez here.
Oh, hold on. We're going to see if that one connected flush on the cup.
Yeah, it was really difficult to tell kind of where it hit. I didn't see the cup contact, but let's see. We're going to see on the replay here. I'm sure based on the reaction. Oh, man, I don't know about that. That looked like toes to the stomach. maybe his heel hit the cup or something.
And that's a huge cup, by the way.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lot of contact to be made. Yeah. Remember, the size of the cup doesn't indicate what's behind it.
I was hoping you were going to make that joke, and I didn't have to. But
just a disclaimer, not saying anything about Mario, but just in general, anybody that's watching at home. I wear an extra small.
So sometimes it is an indication.
I was hoping you would take that bait. All right, so Mario getting back into the groove of things. Warning issued. We are good to go. A little glove touch.
Yeah, to me it looked like the toes hit right on the stomach for heel, and that's unfortunate. If the heel did touch it, that's a spot. And Tomoe with a shot there. Kind of surprising that he would want to engage with Mario Vasquez after the second round.
It's funny, right before that shot, that kick hit in the same place. And no reaction there.
Yeah, I think this style is just wearing on Tomoe Williams. I mean, you can see that's a lot of shoulder pressure into the ribs and backside of the arm of Tomoe Williams. Yeah, Mario Vasquez's biggest fan is right over our right shoulder. I know y'all can hear her on the commentary. Very, very vocal. Mario Vasquez bringing the fans today.
They had their T-shirts on too, the light blue shirts. Trying to get some body damage in. Mario just misses with the right. Tomoe counters.
Yeah, Tomoe
that's a good right.
Yeah, Tomoe finding some luck with that right hook there on the counter just about every time. You see Mario Vasquez drops his left hand just a little bit. He keeps him a little bit low anyways, but drops his left hand. Tomoe capitalizing on that hook some. Now they're tied up again. Vasquez has got his hands together. He's going to do a big drop here.
And dump for good measure.
Yeah, Tomoe tried to hang on to that guillotine maybe a little bit too long. He's got about 15 seconds here. Be interesting to see how they score this third round. I think Tomoe won the striking battles, and it looks like we're probably going to finish this round on the ground, but Vasquez controlling anything on the ground, and Tomoe Williams winning the stand-up battles. Be interesting to see how they score this for Hill.
Good sportsmanship at the end there. Both fighters appreciate a good 3-round battle, which now for Mario Vasquez, third straight, has got 9 rounds under his belt in 3 fights. Round 3 highlights connected the slip there.
I was kind of surprised that Tomoe wanted to take this to the ground, but Mario Vasquez again, Tomoe able to get to his feet eventually. He won the striking exchanges again once he got to his feet, but you got to wonder, it should be damage that they're judging first, but Mario Vasquez undoubtedly with the control time in rounds 2 and 3.
Last time we were here in Tulsa, and there were different judges. I'm just letting you know what we noticed last time. Control time was a little bit big, and it was weighed a little bit more, so we'll see how the judges score this as we finalize things here. Still coming up on our prelims broadcast, Shane Wright taking on Houston Null in our second amateur fight of the night. And then we go to our pro prelims. The TMF champ, Shaquem Richardson, taking on Tater McSpadden. That has potential to be a fight of the night. Let's see how the judges scored it. Here's Wayne Leggett.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision. Brought to you by Space City Collective. With scores of 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28, your winner by unanimous decision, Mario Pitbull Vasquez.
I'm here with your winner, Mario Vasquez. Mario, your wrestling came through again. How do you feel about this victory?
I feel pretty good after a 4-year layoff, but I couldn't do it without my family, without my Lord and Savior, and honestly, it's good to be back.
You took a few punches in there, but again, as soon as you started to take some, you took him down to the ground, had no problem controlling you on the ground. How close was that rear naked choke in the first?
It was pretty close, but I didn't want to rush myself. I knew I had 3 rounds. I knew I had 9 minutes. So, tough competitor, tough kid. I'm glad I had it.
Well, the Pitbull is a perfect nickname for you. We can't wait to see you in here again. Congratulations, your winner, Mario Vasquez.
Congratulations to Mario Vasquez on his 3rd win. Get our final pictures inside the cage for Mario the Pitbull. All right, let's meet our next fighter.
Please welcome to the blue corner for your next match, Shane Wright.
Shane Wright, 2nd time inside the Fury amateur cage. First time out, lost to Jonathan Haynes at Fury FC 75 back in Dallas earlier this year via choke. But he gets a chance to right that wrong. He is riding a 2-fight losing streak. Perfect time to turn things around, Michael. Get a win right here in Tulsa.
Yeah, the freight train Shane Wright, you know, he had a tough upbringing where he was spent a little time in prison because he just wasn't acting right between the ages of 12 and 19. And, kind of dabbled in that life and decided it wasn't for him. Ended up at SFS there in Dallas and has been there every single day, just working, just trying to make his way up through the ranks. You know, he took some fights, he said, that he probably shouldn't have, but, it's one of those kids that whenever you hear his backstory, it's one of those guys that you can't help but to root for.
That's awesome. Committed to the training. As you mentioned, SFS MMA Dallas, Texas represent. This is our first of many Texas versus Oklahoma battles throughout the night. Let's meet his opponent.
Please welcome to the red corner, Houston Null.
Houston Null, Tulsa, Oklahoma's own. The 30-year-old coming out with some bangers. I like it. Yeah, got a lot of good music today. A lot of 80s.
Yeah. Houston Null lost his debut to Charles Cardiel by knockout in his debut in round 1. But, it's a fight that he was in. And so, sometimes it just happens. And sometimes as an amateur, there are things you take in, especially to your first fight, that you don't have in every fight after that. The, kind of the what if mentality, the what's going to happen mentality, just all the unknown factors, how your body's going to react to it. Those are all things you think about on your debut that you never think about again afterwards, unless it was negative the first time. You go back, you train, you make sure that it's taken care of for the second fight, and then it just builds from there. So both guys hungry for a win. Both guys, on the come up. Looking forward to this one.
Our Tail of the Tape brought to you by Live Oak, Texas Vodka. You see the 32-year-old Shane Wright with the height advantage and reach advantage. Houston Null, the 30-year-old, in there trying to get his first official win. Let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest brought to you by Live Oak, Texas Vodka is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury Amateur Series welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, and he weighed in officially at 168.8 pounds. Fighting out of Dallas, Texas. Today he looks for his 2nd win as an amateur. This is Shane Freight Train Wright. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 6 feet tall, and he too weighed in officially at 168.8 pounds. Fighting out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, he's undefeated as an amateur with a record of 2 wins, no losses. Here is Houston Null. Your referee in charge, Kevin Nix.
All right, Kevin Nix with the assignment for this welterweight bout here at Fury Amateur Series.
Oh! Big knockout! Whoa! Wow! Did they even start the clock?
Shane Wright makes a statement here in Oklahoma in what could be the knockout of the year. The freight train is rolling through here in Oklahoma. Wow!
Oh my, that was a devastating knockout, Raheel. Oh. Yeah, we got to see that again. That had to be in less than 10 seconds of the first round. That had to be in less than 10 seconds.
5 seconds, I would say.
I don't know. He landed the first punch he threw, and then the next 5 after, I think he was out.
Michael, that was intense. Right now, inside, the medical staff is making sure that Houston Null is okay. He is getting up. But take a look here. Hold on. We'll take a replay. Oh, just lost our monitors here for a second. We'll get it up and get that replay for you here shortly. You see Shane Wright concerned about his opponent.
Man, Shane Wright has some heavy, heavy hands, Raheel.
Wow.
I think that move to SFS has done him some good over there. Here we go. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
A quick 1-2, a jab followed up with a cross. I mean, just boxing 101, 2 straight ahead punches, and then the next 3 land right on the button.
1-2, that's it. Sometimes it's the most basic combos. If you connect, that's all it takes. And Kevin Nix jumps in there. Wow. And Houston Null still inside. Medical team still working on him. He is on his knees now. Slowly getting up.
Yeah. Man, this is the fight game, and this thing's just happened. I feel bad for Houston Null, but what a victory for Shane Wright.
Man, that was intense. Michael Alexander's going to head inside and talk to Shane Wright. We'll get the official time on that finish here shortly, but the medical team still working on Houston Null, taking every precaution. But wow, this is what Shane Wright is good at. Got his debut win via TKO earlier in his career as he got things going. That was his only win. Then riding that 2-fight win streak, as we told you, but now back even after a potential KO of the year. Still to come here on our prelims broadcast, we got Shaquem Richardson, Tater McSpadden. But first, let's take a look at that 1-2 combo that connected perfectly. 1-2, boom. And that's all it took. Big finish. Here's that replay one more time. The jab just goes past, and the right connects. All right, both fighters are inside. Houston is walking around, which is good to see. Let's make this thing official. Here's Wayne.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes 7 seconds into the very first round. Declaring your winner by knockout, Shane Freight Train Wright.
What's going on, Mike?
I'm here with your winner, Shane Wright. Man, talk about a freight train. 7 seconds of the first round. The most basic combination, a jab and then a cross. How do you feel about that performance?
I feel like my coach taught me before he brought me, man. You know. And shout out to Houston, man. It take a warrior to get in here, man. Warriors deserve respect, win or lose.
Well, Shane, I know you've had a troubled past. Here you are in your 4th amateur MMA fight with a big, big victory. I know I'm rooting for you. What do you want next?
I want whatever they give me, man. You line them up, I knock them down.
All right, well, after 7 seconds, you could very well be on the next card. So congratulations on the victory. Your winner, Shane Freight Train White.
Let's see how the freight train rolled through Tulsa one more time. Boom. Next with that ground and pound right after, but it was that cross that connected perfectly. That's all it took. Woo! man, what a finish. Let's head to our pros now. Let's meet our first fighter for our main event for our prelims.
Please welcome to the blue corner for your next fight, Shaquem Richardson.
Shaquem Richardson, a man who needs no introduction, but we're going to give it to him because that's our job. The former TMF champ. We can't say what TMF stands for, but Wayne can.
Yeah,
nice.
And he will.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, our TMF champion. You know, that TMF fight was Shaquem Richardson and Gabe Macario. I think they both should have got a belt that day. Gabe Macario, one of my favorite fighters to watch, but Shaquem, always very, very exciting. Don't let that record fool you, 5-6. Shaquem is one of those guys that could easily be 9-2, 8-3. Those fights were very, very close. And, you know, this guy is a knockout artist. This guy can fight. He knows how to fight. He's got a tough task ahead of him here in the smaller but very feisty Tater McSpadden, but Shaquem Richardson, a very solid fighter.
As you mentioned, that record, 5-6, but 10-time here inside the Fury FC cage, has a 5-4 record. His last fight coming off that loss to Johan Estevez in August of 2022 via unanimous decision. Here's a little interesting subplot here for you, Michael, as we get our final touch-ups here for Shaquem Richardson. Last time Tater McSpadden fought somebody from War Training Center. Shaquem representing War as well, so a fighter that they're familiar with. We'll talk about that storyline in just a second. Shaquem is inside, so let's meet Tater.
Please welcome to the red corner, Tater McSpadden.
Tater McSpadden, one of the more interesting characters to come to Fury in a long time. You see him got that Oklahoma Sooner red, hair dyed up. I'm only going to assume it's Oklahoma Sooner red because he is all about Oklahoma. Ketchum, Oklahoma's own Tater McSpadden. Second time in the Fury FC cage. Coming off that loss to Bruce Whitehead, and that's the fighter we were referring to last time we were out here. Bruce Whitehead, Tater McSpadden on our undercard. People were not happy with the way we saw the fight and what happened, but nonetheless, yeah, Tater's here, and Tater has a guy who is game for standing up and throwing.
Yeah, and he's a small 155er. I would be surprised if he cuts anyway, which means he comes in very, very fresh. And you're right, that loss against Bruce Whitehead, it has aged pretty well, seeing Bruce Whitehead's last performance. But that fight, you know, Bruce depended on his wrestling a lot, and, you know, but still, Tater McSpadden had him in trouble a couple of times. He didn't look like himself, but Tater McSpadden, very tough, very game.
Our tail of the tape brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey. You see the height advantage and reach advantage for the 32-year-old Shaquem Richardson, the TMF champ, ready to get another win here at Fury. Let's get our official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest, brought to you by Howler Head Whiskey, is scheduled for 3 rounds in the Fury FC lightweight division, and it is your final preliminary bout of the afternoon. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. This mixed martial artist stands 6 feet tall, and he weighed in officially at 154.2 pounds. Fighting out of Houston, Texas, today he looks for his 6th win as a pro, presenting Fury FC's TMF champion, Shaquem Richardson. And introducing his opponent across the cage, fighting out of the red corner. This freestyle fighter stands 5 feet 8 inches tall, and he weighed in at a perfect 155 pounds. Fighting out of Ketchum, Oklahoma, his professional record stands at 1 win, 1 loss. Here is Tater McSpadden. Your referee in charge of the action, Marcio La Selva.
All right, our final fight for our prelims broadcast in the lightweight division. Shaquem Richardson, Tater McSpadden, Richardson blue gloves, McSpadden red.
Yeah, Richardson with the height and reach advantage here, and the overall size advantage, but Don't tell Tater McSpadden that. He doesn't really care about that.
Oh,
big overhand right.
Tater has fought at 145 before, but 155, the more natural place he wants to be at. Oh, man. Big combo there from Shaquem.
There you see Tater trying to wear out those legs of Shaquem Richardson right away. He's come with several leg kicks right off the bat, but he's having success landing that leg kick and overhand right combination.
Mentioned those kicks. Tater McSpadden has taken kickboxing matches as well in the last year or so.
Yeah, and we saw Tater take some damage last time in that Bruce Whitehead fight, but it did not stop him from moving forward. Tater McSpadden might be one of my favorite fighters on the roster now, especially at this 155 division. I'd like to see how much noise he's going to make long term here, but very, very game fighter.
Oh, man. Shaquem almost catches Tater.
Shaquem with those big combinations. Shaquem with those 3, 4, 5 punch combinations. I think as long as they stay at range, Raheel, Shaquem is going to have the advantage here, but I think this is maybe what Tater wants, is to turn a little bit dirty sometimes. He is landing in the pocket, but I think this favors Tater McSpadden here for now.
Both guys so tough, both guys so much heart. They will throw down.
Tater with the trip attempt there. It looks like he wants to get this to the ground, but he's not going to spend a lot of energy. Being the smaller guy, it looks like he's trying to get him down and kind of trying to surprise him with a takedown here. He's got his hands together around the waist. He's going to try to get his hips turned and kind of try to get his legs around the front leg of Shaquem Richardson. Shaquem kind of turning in that underhook now.
Shaquem with the 10-year advantage over Tater McSpadden, so he knows all the tricks.
And Tater doing a good job of controlling the pace of the fight right now. Started out, he took a few punches, and oh, very nice. Nice trip there. Tater McSpadden timing that. Nice head kick.
Oh, man. Good defense there from Shaquem. 2 minutes left in our first round.
Yeah, Tater McSpadden very diverse in his striking exchanges here. Big shot to the legs. The thigh and then the calf and going back to the thigh. Nice front kick.
You see Shaquem patiently waiting for that one opening to unload with his hands.
Then as those leg kicks start to wear on Shaquem, you'll see the power go away a little bit in his hands also. Kind of as you have to stand a little more upright to keep the pressure off that leg.
And this is where Shaquem can really wear out Tater because of that size difference, because of the pressure that Shaquem brings to the cage. Oh, man.
And
Nasty.
Tater is showing, I mean, he is highly skilled in striking and grappling in these exchanges. I mean, Tater is showing how skilled he is. Very, very skilled here. Gives up his back there for just a second. He's trying to come up on top. Who's going to win this battle? That was the size advantage right there showing.
We saw that against Bruce Whitehead. The size difference was just so much to overcome for Tater at times. Now, he was on the ground, and they were, you know, they did get stood back up a couple of times because not much was being done, but he spent a lot of time on the ground in Tater in the last fight.
Yeah, and, you know, Shaquem Richardson undoubtedly would rather have this standing, but, you know, who knows how those leg kicks are feeling right now on those calves and quads of Shaquem Richardson, because he's taken probably 25 of them so far from Tater McSpadden.
Ten seconds left.
Tater doing a good job of using the cage to kind of avoid that bottom hook getting in. And Shaquem Richardson, that's exactly what he needed to do, is get that bottom hook in to be effective there.
I think that final push there from Shaquem, sorry, Michael, to cut you off there, but We'll look at our highlights and maybe we'll form a different opinion, but I think that might have been enough to maybe steal that round because it was pretty even on the striking. Big kicks there from Tater.
Yeah, I think the damage, you know, it's hard to tell who had the most damage. They both landed pretty equally. The damage on the face more to Tater McSpadden, and on the legs more to Shaquem Richardson. But Tater McSpadden landing well in the first round. Almost had himself out of this. That wizard just a little bit too tall for him, and then Shaquem's length was able to get him to this position, and then the size, you know, he was able to get to the mount. Wasn't able to do much with it, but once he got back there, kind of held that back control for the rest of the first round.
I'm just glad we get a second round.
Yeah.
That was a fun first round. Did you ever dye your hair to match your shorts?
I can't remember, but I was 23 when I had to start shaving, so probably not.
Oh, good inside kick there. Followed by a nice big right.
And you see Tater's throwing that left inside leg with the left leg, the front leg. He's throwing the left inside leg kick and then following it with an overhand right. It's been very effective so far.
I just love how Shaquem keeps moving forward, though. Doesn't matter what you throw, he's still looking for that opening. And once he finds it, he unloads.
And that's the reason for that TMF belt around his waist and hasn't gone anywhere.
Yep.
Not a belt that you know, that's a one title belt. You know, the UFC recently did give theirs away, but it was only after Masvidal retired. So we're gonna have to wait for Shaquem to retire before we do anything with that TMF belt here at Fury.
We need to give away our PB belt here on the broadcast team, the Pretty Boy belt. Alex Morono, the reigning champ right now.
Yeah.
By the way, Alex not on the broadcast today, training for his fight coming up in October.
Yeah, October 7th at the Apex against Joaquin Buckley. Should be a good one. Shout out to Alex. Talked to him yesterday. Training camp's going well. Everything's good. Right now, Tater McSpadden opening up a little bit here. It doesn't look like either one of these guys want this to go to the ground. There's, you know, Shaquem Richardson, even though he had some.
Oh, man.
Shaquem landing here. Yeah, Tater McSpadden throwing back and landing a couple of his own, but Shaquem Richardson just continues to come forward. See, Tater was trying to get those arms under the neck, and then he really needed that other hand to connect. Not able to get it. Shaquem with a big dump here. Tater on his back. We did see some good submissions from Tater McSpadden at the last fight. Wasn't able to finish him, but
did try to shoot a few.
Yeah. Tater very well-rounded. And, you know, something Shaquem needs to pay attention to here on the ground, but Shaquem having some other ideas. You see those heavy hips forward. There's a perfect ground and pound position. Shaquem doing a good job controlling here. They're right in front of us too, so.
Just see that pressure on display. Makes Shaquem so good.
Yeah, you can see Tater landing a couple of elbows from the bottom, and those hurt. The elbows on the cheekbones, that's what causes it. It causes a lot of swelling. So even if you don't get hit hard, it still causes a lot of swelling. Tater doing a good job of fighting from the bottom and minimizing the damage. Undoubtedly wants to get back to his feet, though. You can see him pushing the head of Shaquem Richardson down. Wants to stand back up.
You know, the Ward Training Center team, Jeremy Mahone and crew, they watched that fight against Bruce Whitehead and took parts where they could implement for Shaquem. By the way, Bruce in his last fight out, what an incredible finish. Bruce the Beast. I know that's not his nickname, but man, I want to change it.
Yeah, it could be. I like Bruce's approach to handling us also. You know, got a problem with us? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Come tell us. Call us out.
In a post-fight interview.
Yeah, in a post-fight interview. We don't care. We're always open to
to be fair,
criticism.
we never said that fight was boring. That was something that was behind the scenes. It was a talk. that happened, I don't want to say too much, but I think we're very respectful of the fighters. I think we were just kind of upset, like, hey, what is happening? Like, Bruce is so talented, and I think that's credit to Tater as well. And Tater has a lot of heart. He was fighting off a lot of things, but Bruce won that fight clearly, of course. But man, Bruce's last fight was so awesome to see. So happy for him.
Yeah.
30 seconds left in this one. Shaquem Richardson, Tater McSpadden. Shaquem dominating on the ground right now. The pace slowing down just a little bit to start round 2, and we eventually got here. But man, Shaquem is working.
Yeah, 10 seconds left here in the second round. And the way the second round has gone, I expect Tater McSpadden to come out on fire in the third round.
Yeah, because we're not sure how that first round could have gone either way because that last flurry there from Shaquem. This one was clearly a Shaquem Richardson round, so third round should be interesting. Our round 2 highlights brought to you by OnlyFans.
Yeah, these guys trading combinations here. The difference was Tater McSpadden moving backwards, Shaquem Richardson moving forward, ended up against the cage, and then this was kind of the story of the rest of the round. Shaquem Richardson on top, not doing a ton of damage, but controlling the second round and almost entirely, landing some good punches, took a few, but again, kept moving forward. Not a lot of damage showing right now on either guy, but a clear Shaquem Richardson second round in my eyes, and I expect Tater McSpadden to come out blazing, guns blazing in the third round.
Same thing for Shaquem, right? Because that first round, again, we don't know. It could have gone to Tater. Could be 1-1. I love it when it's kind of up in the air going to round 3. It means you're going to be getting a good effort from both guys.
Maybe a little too close to try that wheel kick for Tater McSpadden, but again, he's in the clinch here. Shaquem Richardson with the distance closed. Undoubtedly, Tater wants to get himself off the cage, spin this around, get back to the center of the cage. No trip. Nice head kick there. Tater McSpadden taking a few shots there. Shaquem Richardson with a nice answer to that head kick.
I haven't seen that exit head kick.
Yeah, that's especially from the smaller fighter. And that's a long ways up there for Shaquem Richardson at 6 foot tall.
By the way, don't forget we head to UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. for Fury FC 83 Holmes versus McLaughlin here at the UMAC in Tulsa, Oklahoma. 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. 9 fights on the main card.
Yeah, all good ones too. Starting off with Nick Piccinini, former Oklahoma wrestling standout. That flyweight division, a lot of trash talking on that fight.
Both
guys went with our buddy TJ DeSantis and went on UFC Fight Pass on his podcast and talking a little trash about each other. It showed in their faces yesterday, but yeah, there should be some heat right out of the gate.
A lot of heat for that one. We'll talk a little bit more about that. Man, that fight is going to be so good. And look, we got Julius Holmes, 8-2, taking on Jared McLaughlin here, 7-4. A lot of Texas versus Oklahoma battles going on throughout the night. It's going to be a good one. Join us for that. But inside the cage right now, Shaquem Richardson, Tater McSpadden. Tater just trying to figure out this pressure, trying to get his back off of the cage. Just can't seem to solve it right now.
And this is where the size difference comes into play, Raheel, is late in the fight. You know, they're both tired, but Shaquem just being a much bigger guy, you know, and especially with this cage work, with this dirty boxing that they're doing now, I mean, it's a lot of weight to carry for a smaller guy. So, you know, I'm never going to tell Tater McSpadden he should go down to 145 because, I mean, he does very, very well against everybody at 155. Just thinking about later in the rounds, it becomes very, very difficult to control the body weight.
I want to ask you about, so that's where it gets interesting, right? I'm going to assume Tater didn't have as big of a weight cut as Shaquem, so what weighs heavier, right? Like a fresher fighter who didn't have as big of a draining weight cut, or that just muscle mass at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I don't even think it has to do with muscle. I mean, it has to do with experience and being able to drape yourself over your opponent and just make them carry your weight. I mean, it's not even, you know, a 140, 155-pound guy carrying a 175, 180-pound guy around, you know, no matter what, is going to be taxing on you, especially late in the fight.
Big knee there. Looked like it connected on the cup, but Marcio Silva did not see enough to get a break here.
Yeah, there is a mouth guard out there on.
Yeah, it looks like it was Shaquem's that came out.
Ooh, big elbow on the break there.
Yeah, weird that Marcio hasn't picked it up to maybe find a moment to put it back in, but
Man, I don't think he's noticed that it's even out yet. I mean, if I were Shaquem, I would smile at him to let him know. Yeah, 'cause you definitely don't want to be in a fight with no mouth guard.
under 1 minute left in this fight. Good moments here from Tater McSpadden, reversing that pressure.
Yeah, in the last 45 seconds here, Raheel, we need something from one of these guys to show us who's going to take this third round, because it's equal, very, very close. He did see it. He finally goes over there, just didn't want to touch it.
Houston officials would just be like, here, take it, no water, put it back in.
Oh, nice jab there from Marcio.
Marcio looking for that natural pause to put it back in, and good thing he did, because we're about to get a big finish here of punches and kicks.
Man, what an end to the third round.
Oh, man, I love this.
Ooh, big overhand right from Tater McSpadden. Tater wearing those legs out again. He's going for broke here in the last 8 seconds. Oh, a little Showtime Anthony Pettis there. Oh,
both guys.
Wow.
Barely able to stand, just throwing. Wow.
Man, what a fight. What a fight. Oh, I love fights like that.
That final 30 seconds is what we expected that whole third round to be, but you just saw that both fighters were exhausted in there from all that clinch work.
Yeah, they need to play that final 30 seconds on UFC Fight Pass's social media everywhere and say that's how you should finish a fight. Unbelievable fight. Unbelievably close in the third round. If I were guessing, I would think Tater McSpadden won that third round. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see. Of course, the second round, we know who won that one. Very close first round. This is going to be very, very close. It may even be a split decision.
You see some Pettis kick.
Man, it landed almost exactly the same, too. The only difference is Shaquem didn't go down. Wow, what a fight.
All right, Michael's heading inside the cage. He'll get a chance to speak with the winner of this fight. As I mentioned earlier, we head to UFC Fight Pass for our main card at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. 9 fights scheduled to go down at Fury FC 83. All right, both fighters are in the middle. Wayne Leggett has the results.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of combat, we go to the judges' scorecards for your decision, brought to you by Live Oak Texas Vodka. All 3 judges scored the fight 29-28, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Tater McSpadden.
Oh, man, if y'all missed, we have to get a replay. That Tater McSpadden just hurled inside the cage. We have a biohazard inside. I mean, he just puked all over. I don't think we're going to have a moment to talk with Tater McSpadden. I've never seen that. I mean, everything is out. Oh, there it is. There's the post-fight results. All right, so no interview with Tater McSpadden.
Hey. On that note, folks, that's our final prelim bout. We're going to take a little break.
That will do it here
to
for
go
our
live at
Prelims
4:30
broadcast.
on UFC Fight Pass
That
with the
was
main
a
card.
way to end
we'll
this
see you
broadcast.
at 4:30.
We head to UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. Please join us there. Get your subscriptions in now. On behalf of the entire Fury team and our production team at DNA Studios, for Michael Alexander, I'm Rahil Ramzanali. We will talk to you on UFC Fight Pass at 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Talk to you then.